it is time for some D&D, time for Rime and the Frostmaiden. If anyone is interested in earning a point of DM inspiration, give us a recap roll into chat. You may just need it going into this session where we end up in Rebels in Prison.
Will we though? Unless we rolling on the excuse me. Unless rolling on the crowds of tables, we do something so jacked up that we just wake up at Rebel's End.
We were able to skip all our travel, and we ended up here anyways.
But I don't know about skipping all of our travel. Like worst case scenario, we're looking at like a split party. 2 or 3 of us wake up having no recollection. Like it was, it's just like what the fuck happened? I don't remember. Do you remember? No, I don't remember, Gaiman. And I'm an automaton and don't drink. My mind is white. And I have a magic suppression collar on my wrist. Oh, we're fucked.
Well, based on what we see here, I see a 17 from Gaiman. So Gaiman, you can take it away on this recap.
Right, so we're heading out from the from the camp and continuing on to Rebel's End. Traveling prisoners, trying to make it there all in one piece because we don't have quite a full team of the usual supporters. And this particular leg of the journey, we came across some murdering robot penguins. I know Akir referred to them as some other things, but Tempest Dam, they packed a wallop, let me tell you. Those little fuckers, they did not go down easy. And got a lot of beating on. And yeah, we definitely had to sort of reevaluate after the fact. We're going to have to, potentially change up some tactics if we go up against things like that moving forward. Especially if the implication being that, Temple of Auril sent them after us, or they kind of reappeared. It's kind of unclear because there was supposed to be a recall, but obviously not all of them got recalled because they're bloody fucking dangerous. Because they get you wet, and then they're able to take advantage of you being sopping wet, and you just get frozen, and your bits might fall off. It's not good, especially if you're already naturally predisposed to being inert to the cold. But bloody hell. Anyhow, we eventually beat the snot out of them. Akir decided he was going to have a rummage, figure out what was good, what was reusable, recyclable, if you will. And we kept going to Rebel's End, and we met another adventuring party of Goliaths. And you can't turn down a friendly challenge, especially when they're wagering ice wine. Yeah. So we gave him what for, had a pretty good showing, passed the bottle around, and it is at this moment that we cut away to see how the rolling on the carousel table went, because this may impact the rest of the story.
100%. That was a very good recap. Please award yourself a point of DM inspiration for tonight's session. You may just need it going forward. But before we look into the hangover-esque situations that may have occurred, we have a Factspiration question to delve into this evening. Our Factspiration question: what is your character's greatest fear or phobia? Deep or rational? And this will not be used in a meta way by me against you. Pinky promise.
Bullshit.
I promise. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Okay,
current Orf promises. Now, future Orf is plotting and scheming to turn all this against us.
He's doing that thing he likes to do whenever he's playing Chandras and just starts steepling his fingers.
I can't lie. Whenever I do that, when I say I'm doing it in real life. Let us look at Akia. Akia, please, what is your answer to this Faxpiration question?
Akia's greatest fear, although they don't know it, they're not consciously aware of it, but what throws them off the most is being put on the spot in a situation where just everybody's attention is on them, much like basically what happened at the Church of Auril and the statue, and everybody started chanting at number 13. That's basically their worst fear. Although I'm sure they could get some new ones depending on what creatures that we encounter later in the campaign. But as far as just actual fears that don't involve, say, interdimensional terrors, that's it.
Gosh, absolutely. The fear of that type of public interaction, I feel like, is real for a lot of us. Akia, please give yourself a Faxpiration point. Lotus, please tell us your answer to this Faxpiration question.
I'd say probably what Lotus or Evilise is probably afraid of the most is that the time difference between her and home, because for her it probably feels like it's been, say, probably give or take about 6 months, but she doesn't know how time might pass differently, so she's afraid that if she does go back home, that it's going to be far in the future, and basically everything she's ever known and loved is just going to be gone, and I guess maybe replaced with dystopian future a la Cyberpunk 2077.
Lotus, please take a point of Faxpiration. I hope that you guys are never replaced a la a replicant just randomly in the campaign for no reason. Or your majority of your organs are replaced by cybernetics or something that would allow you to be controlled by a central computer. That would be terrible.
Orf, why do I hear furious writing? Why do I hear furious writing?
That's not me. It's my cat Winston playing boxing on my computer. Alicia, please give us your answer to this Faxpiration question.
I think I'm trying not to give too much away. I guess it'd be a little bit of a combination. I'm trying to look up this specific word for it. Because of a certain situation that happened in the past, it's not severe, but they do have a little bit of, I think it is called aclophobia, which is a fear of darkness, and autophobia, which is fear of being alone. There was a specific situation that happened that kind of put that into them. It's definitely lessened with the years, but it's still there a little bit. And I'll leave it at that.
The fear of the unknown, the fear of the dark, I feel, haunts us all. Alicia, please take a factspiration point. Last but not least, Gaiman, please give us the answer to your factspiration question.
I see what was typed in chat. Nuns. Yeah, sure. We'll go with nuns. We'll go with nuns. Yes. It was definitely nuns that locked her alone in the broom closet.
That's why I'm afraid of rulers. Nuns.
I don't know. Nuns and rulers make me laugh, but then again, my introduction to that sort of behavior was Blues Brothers and the Penguin. So that is humorous to me, but you know, child abuse is no laughing matter. Anyway, so I feel like Gaiman's been pretty fearless when it comes to a physical confrontation. Perhaps to the point of foolhardiness. Like he just doesn't. It's sort of like consequences be damned. He's gonna have a fight, or he's gonna fight the good fight, you know, even to the bitter end. And so I think if there was, you know, one particular fear he had, and maybe he hasn't fully processed it, it would be, I guess, like true and utter defeat. Like I feel like if he had another situation where he just could not find a way, could not summon the strength to somehow, even how small, get a victory out of a really shitty, fucked up situation, kind of like he dealt with when his clan, when his tribe was murdered. I think if he was ever forced to feel those feelings again, that feeling of helplessness, of being trapped and unable to do absolutely anything, I think that might actually break him. Like, it just come out of completely left field. It's such a thing that he's buried, that I think if it were to happen, yeah, Gaiman would not be Gaiman anymore, I kind of think. Like, he just couldn't fail. He'd have to find some way to win. If he just couldn't, and if he had to run in fear again, that'd be it. His mind would snap.
Now, I guess secondarily, do you think that Gaiman would have that type of feeling in a survival guilt situation if the party all TPK'd, save for Gaiman?
Oof. I don't know, because I guess it would depend on what actions Gaiman took during the whatever caused the TPK, and it caused him to be the sole survivor. Like, if he felt like he did everything right, but he survived and didn't betray his friends, I think he might eventually bounce back. But if it was a case of, I didn't give my all, I chose to zig when I should have zagged, or I didn't throw that healing potion or roll it over to somebody else who really needed it, or I made the choice to kill an enemy versus saving a friend. Like, if he felt he had failed, then I think he would be a broken person. Like, if he had failed in some way. Like, I feel like there's some amount of rationalization if he, like, literally gave his all, but if there was a misstep in the fight, if it was a case of, like, he's on a James Bond villain, you know, strapped into a laser table sort of thing, and he had to witness everyone die, and then was cut loose, like, yeah, that would break him.
Gaiman, please take a factspiration point. I feel like we've learned a lot about our characters today with these questions. So, some housekeeping. Akia, on your character sheet, I have given you your iron bundle items based on the pump that you have, the reinforced plating, and the beak that you have.
All right.
Yes, if you decide to put your time and crafting energies into the pump, it will create a hydro pump cannon that you can use to shoot very highly pressurized water blasts at enemies. Or friends, I guess? Anything you would like to shoot high pressured water at. The reinforced armor would allow you to create a suit of armor based on the pump unit, or excuse me, the iron bundle units. The beak saber is a spinning drill blade that you would spend a bonus action to activate, and it would rotate around the handle like a drill bit.
All right.
Okay. And let me take us back to... Oop, did I somehow delete the map? I did. That is okay. I will take us to the snowfield map to represent our interactions with our friends, the Goliath Warriors. So, as you all wake up in the night, or from your night of carousing, some interesting things happened to some of y'all. So, the first thing that the party notices as everyone wakes up, you guys see your friend Watto kind of stretch and wake up, and as he does so, he is covered in a very strange makeup. Looking very much like he had a rough night out, as he has lipstick scrawled all over his lips. He has mascara kind of dripping down his eyes. He has very lush powders powdered all over his cheek fur, and he's bare-chested with intricate designs painted all over him.
Is Watto taking a stab at being a drag queen?
I guess after that night, you're not sure. Let's see. As he wakes up, he looks down at himself. He goes, "Oh!" As he looks over to Lotus. Lotus, can you roll me 1d10, please?
All right. 6.
Lotus, as you wake up, and everyone sees Lotus, there is nothing visually different, nothing insane or crazy like your friend Watto here. But Lotus, you have the overwhelming feeling that you can do something incredible. You have developed a new talent. You're not quite sure what it is yet, but you feel that if you just take the moment and you just do your talent, you will become aware of something that you can do now at will.
Spicy.
Mm-hmm. And you can activate that whenever you would like. It could be now, it could be in a moment of intense drama. Just let me know when you want to activate your new talent.
You know what? I think I'll hold on to that.
Amen. As you wake up from around the fire in your tent, you wake up and there's a burning at your forehead. You have awoken with a fever, Gaiman. And Gaiman, I have to message you privately because you have a feeling that only you know the cure for this. So let me go ahead and message you that.
Wait, is this what I... Oh dear. Okay.
Yeah, we're all thinking it.
You awaken with that, and
Oh, he's waiting for you over in the secret chat.
Oh, did he go to secret chat? Oh,
Yep.
So, party, you awaken to see, of course, as explained, your friend Watto looking quite dapper with his new makeup accoutrements, and Lotus looking especially talented, and even looking like something might be amiss.
I'm about to say something to Watto, but then I look over at Gaiman and I say, Gaiman, are you alright? You seem different.
I feel like I got trampled by a herd of centaurs. Fucking hell.
Probably just a hangover.
No, I've had hangovers before. This is something else. Ooh. I'm gonna need them again.
Stand still. And Alicia would like to roll medicine on Gaiman.
If gaming consents, please do.
What are you doing?
Group
I just
mother
need a
is
minute,
here
all
for
right?
a checkup.
Just leave me be.
Squints eyes, but does walk away.
Yeah, so seeing that Gaiman doesn't want to be bothered, I'll just sort of like to Watto and say, like, so, are you practicing to be a drag queen, or is this some sort of a role-playing thing you're wanting to try out?
I surely don't know. We began sipping that delicious ice wine, and lo and behold, I woke up like this. I can barely remember what happened last night. He looks around, and no one else was painted to the nines in our drinking session last night. I feel quite embarrassed.
Yeah, that's
At least
alright.
your embarrassment will rub off.
Oh,
I wouldn't
actually,
wish this
no-
on anyone.
No need, and she'll just sort of like wave her hand and just use prestidigitation to clean it off for him.
As you cast Prestidigitation, there's a magical girl transformation that we see around Watto. The choral backing and choir plays around him, and lo and behold, he is cured of his makeup. Oh, that's cool. Our friend Akia is reminding us, everyone make sure you add your 10 points of temporary HP.
Oh, would we have had a well, if we were rolling the carousal table, probably would have had a long rest.
Yes. A drunken stupor-esque sleep, but still counts for your long rest.
Oh, it does? Okay, cool.
As his magical girl transformation ends. Watto is cleaned of their makeup. He looks to you, Lotus, and he says thank you.
You're welcome. And I'll give him a smooch and just a little playful boop on the nose.
Now, if this is what has happened to me, what has happened to you all? Damon, are you all right?
No, I feel like about 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag. But I'll make do.
And you, my dear, Evelis, do you feel something strange has happened to you?
Well, no more than the strange things that have happened to me already. I'm trying to see. Well, I remember, let's see here, the drinking, of course, chatting with everyone, the singing songs to Goliaths, and kind of fades after a while, and then woke up this morning. Admittedly, I'm not really feeling that hungover, but this is why you remember to space your drinks with some water.
Of course. As he says this, the Goliaths are all starting to stir. They all look equally hungover as they awaken. They'll begin to, get their stuff together. The leader of the Goliath warriors will thank you all by saying, thank you all again for the warm fire, the party last night, and of course, the competition, the tug of war. It was beautiful. And of course, we can't leave without once again extending our invitation to you all if you ever find yourselves out near Warm Doom Craig to come party with us. Maybe take part in the ultimate athletic competition, Goat Ball.
Maybe one day, but probably not anytime soon, to be perfectly honest. But one day, perhaps.
Then one day it will be. We wish to not intrude or stay any longer. We'll be on our way here soon. Let us know if there's anything we can do to assist you all. And they will start to pack up and then get out of your guys' way. And you guys can tell me what your plan is going forward.
Giving birth to Kumaku every morning sure is exhausting.
A fuck?
Lotus will look over and be like, wait, Akia, you did what now?
Well, Kumaku was destroyed yesterday. I had to give birth to them again.
You mean you repaired them?
Okay, sure, I guess you could call it that. Well, off to Revel's End.
Everyone at the campfire just is, I imagine, staring at Akia. Say what? Very reminiscent of that scene in Falcon Winter Soldier when he's out of line, but he's right in my mind.
Thank you. Akia is... I don't have a tracker for it, but Akia's been working on that box, the gold gilded box, for a day, and we'll continue working on it today.
Excellent. Well, your NPCs are all ready to ship out, and you guys have a day of travel, and then you can make your way to Revel's End, approaching from the land. Unless you guys are gonna like somehow decide to actually arrive by sea and completely shock your DM somehow.
Well, remember, I still have that telescope to summon PBR, but I'm saving that for a special occasion.
Sure. Okay. Well, everyone, the Goliath warriors say their goodbye, and they will, once again, come see us at the crag, play some goat ball, have some brews, and they will head out. And to represent this day of travel, we are going to do a quick travel challenge. So I'm going to grab all of our friends. And I'm going to roll you guys into a quick initiative, just so we can track our travel here. And I feel like we need some travel. Perfect. Okay, so your NPCs, get your prisoners onto the carts, ready to go. Okay, and I think we have this guy here. I should say you guys can arrange your sleds as evenly or unevenly as you would like.
I know we wanted to keep the two big boys separate.
Oh, the big boys separate? Okay. I will move one.
I think it was actually the Zentarum that we wanted to keep separate more than anything. I don't really feel like we have a problem with the Verbeeg.
We can still keep them separate, but
Sure.
I think 2 larges on a sled is a bit much.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll go over here, because I don't want Kia being by themselves.
Thanks, buddy.
I guess it's like, I'll look over at Kia and be like, I don't know what it is, but it's like, I just feel different. I mean, I don't know, Kia, do I look or seem any different to you at all?
Do I know you?
What?
Yeah, it's me, Lotus. White Lotus, White Dragonborn with the alien mask. We've been traveling together since the beginning.
Ah, yes. No, you look the same.
Are you trying to testify I was like a doppelganger or something?
No, it was a joke. I was the joshing.
Wait, I thought his name was Zakia.
But no, I don't think so. I don't notice. I don't see anything. I guess unless I need to make a perception check.
I guess we'll leave that up to the DM.
This isn't something that's foreseeable, you believe, from the outside, as she has gained something just in the realm of je ne sais quoi, untouchable and unreachable.
Some
Are
sort
you-
of X factor.
Are you pregnant?
Are you? Is Zakia actually asking that?
Yes.
You see that, and you see her eyes go wide, and she's like, No, I don't think so. Is she, and he's first like, Wado and I have been, and then she just suddenly stops herself.
I don't know.
And you see, like, her cheeks are, like, just blushing this deep purple.
Now, as this blushing is happening, Danica is whispering in Alicia's ear. I know this is maybe not my place to say, and I'm not completely familiar with this type of biology, but can a tabaxi and dragonborn, can one get the other pregnant? I'm sorry, this is gossipy. I apologize, Alicia.
I don't even know where to start.
Oh
Well,
my
when
goodness!
the
Did you do that
and
on
a
purpose?
Dragonborn really, really love each other, they may spend special time together.
It's creepy, Danica.
Wait, are you saying that? Oh, it is creepy, Danica. So she would ask this. You see, and I know this may not mean anything either, but she's from a different planet.
I don't think that's an issue. I think it's more of the humanoid species. I'm not sure if they can mate like that. Well, with how often they spend their evenings in activities, I guess we'll know one way or another.
And from a meta conversation, our DM doesn't have a role for things like that, because that would be really weird of him.
High passive perception hears a lot of stuff during the night.
Agreed. So as that conversation is winding down, you guys will begin your travel for the day to get to Revel's End and Akia. Here in this first round of travel, how will you ensure that your party makes it to Revel's End by the end of the day? Safely, surely, and not, what's the word? Out of danger.
Okay. Akia is going to use their mending spell on a cracked spyglass that they found and give it to Alicia. And I'd like to leverage an Alicia-based perception check.
I was going to ask you for an Akia-based repair check
All right.
on the spyglass.
Sure
But I
thing.
will say that you have advantage.
18.
18 is very good, and it is enough to pass this round of the challenge as you present Alicia with a perfectly repaired spyglass. All right, Akia, you have repaired your spyglass. Gaiman, you have an overwhelming fever in your body, and you know what the cure is. but your party is traveling in the middle of the wilderness. What do you do?
I think out of sickness and frustration, because because he just wants to get to Revel's End, and everyone in right now, Gaiman feels like everyone's just being a dumbass. So he is going to try and scare the dogs into running faster.
Oh my gosh, okay.
So I'm gonna try and intimidate the dogs to run faster.
All right, please give me an intimidation check. That's a natural 20.
I wanted to scare the puppies, but not that bad.
You do a spectacular job of scaring the sled dogs, and they start to mush harder into the snow. That is worth 2 successes. You guys are at 3 successes so far. You're doing very well. Oh my gosh. Okay. Alicia. Your companion, Gaiman, has just frightened the dogs in a way you've never seen him do before. And you now have a fancy new spyglass.
They're going to keep an eye on Gaiman for the rest of today, but I guess for traveling right now, they'll utilize that spyglass. Does it do anything mechanically, or otherwise, at least it's just going to do perception check as normal?
A spyglass, per the SRD, objects viewed through a spyglass are magnified to twice their size. So I would say if you were using this to make a perception check, you could have advantage, as you can now see it better.
All right. Ugh. 17.
A 17 is a success. An 11 would have failed, but thanks to your spyglass, you're able to see all of the upcoming obstacles to make sure the fast-moving dogs do not rush over them. Lotus, you've seen all that has transpired so far. What do you do to help your party have a smooth trip?
I guess playing off of Alicia's amazing perception check, probably see here. Lotus would take a cue from Cyclops of the X-Men and use her Eldritch Optic Blasts to blast away any debris or rubble or rocks or anything that's in their way.
Okay, so using Eldritch Blast to block out. Okay, so what I'm going to have Lotus do is give us a caster check. That would be Charisma at advantage to see how well she blasts these rubble out of the way.
All right.
All right, a 16 is pretty close to a success on this challenge, and this would give you guys a clean sweep.
I don't want to succeed at a cost so early in session, so I'll go ahead and burn my Faxpiration.
Excellent. All right, with that, and it is a success. So, your travel, because of how well you guys did in this travel challenge, goes without a hitch. So the next day is spent in almost an idyllic-esque scene of the Dale flashing by you all at high speed, thanks to the increased running speed of the dogs. The snow gently falling upon your guys' heads, and the wind not so sharply hitting you all from the front. So we'll end this. And I need a roll for a windfall for you guys, because you guys did so well. Okay, so this is a really good one. The magically inclined can feel a rush of energy in their body. Each spellcaster in the party may cast their next level appropriate spell without using a spell slot.
Oh.
Yeah, that's huge.
Now, how does that work for Gaiman, being that he doesn't have spells?
So
I have
unfortunately,
exactly one.
there we go.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So long as I'm not raging, I can I can cast command using my headband of intellect.
All right.
There we go. So he could cast it twice before it got used up. So your guys' travel would take you to the end of the day, and you would arrive at the outskirts of a Revels Inn prison at the end of the day. So I need to copy y'all. You guys to this map. So as you guys are approaching the prison, I have some flavor text to read to you all. Perched on a high cliff, overlooking the sea of moving ice, is a bleak stone fortress carved out of a gigantic bladed rock. A central tower looms above the fortress, and light leaks from its arrow slits. 4 small towers rise from the outermost corners of the fortress, and guards can be seen from atop it. So let me show you guys that image. And I'm putting that image into our chat at this moment. So you guys would be approaching from the east side of the photo as you're coming to Represent. And let me take us to this map. Oh, some of you guys got teleported inside. Oops.
Say, oh, well, that was easy.
Okay, let me see. Okay, we should all be in the correct portion now. So you guys are kind of on the road that leads up to the prison. Tell me what you guys do.
And it is just about nighttime? Yes.
It is currently, yes, 8:18 p.m.
So is there a town like kind of built up outside the prison, or is it just the prison?
So outside of the prison, and this would be hard to see from your guys' vantage point, there is a panopticon, I believe is the word. It's almost like in the shape of a muted pentagon or pentagram, and those are its outside walls. And then there's the central tower that looms above these outside walls.
So no town. Well, I believe we should go ahead and complete this journey. I know it's late, but
What are these doors that are in front of us to the north? Are these like gates?
There is, in front of you.
Or I guess which way are we kind of entering this scene?
So from the picture, you guys are entering from the east,
Right.
and you guys are facing what would be the north doors in this building, or the south doors. Excuse me. The north doors on the other side.
So are we coming from like this direction?
That's correct.
Okay.
I guess we should just hail the guards.
I guess if these are doors, Alicia will knock on one of them.
Knock, 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 knock. You guys hear the footsteps of a person as they walk up, and they open up a sliding shelf on this side of the wall, and you can see a person's eyes peer through, and they say, "Hello, how can I help you?"
Hello. We are the Thanes of the Ten Towns settlement. We came here to escort some prisoners to this prison.
I see. Well, sounds like a good reason for y'all to be here. What prisoners are you bringing?
2 agents of the Zentarum and, well, 2 individuals that have, for lack of better terms, caused some deadly mischief.
I see. Well, if you have 2 members of the Zentarum with you, then they surely should be in here. Damn criminals they are. Always going against the Lord's alliance. Let me ring this up the pole and let everyone know you're coming. I see you guys have a wide mess of sled dogs up there.
Yes, is there a place where we can house them?
Yes. Here. Let me unlock this door, and you all can come in and make them feel comfortable here in the stables. And he'll open the door.
Thank you.
And if you guys would like, you can enter the stables. Inside the stables, you see there is 2 horses that are being kept here. There is a variety of animal husbandry items within. And you see this guy. The name's Talbot. I'm the stable master here at Revel's End.
Pleasure. Alicia Alpin. And we'll stand ahead for a handshake.
He will shake your hand.
These are the other things. The White Lotus.
She'll
Kia.
step forward, give a bow, and then extend your hand. Pleasure to meet you. Thane of Brynshender.
Oh, nice to meet you. And he'll shake your hand.
You'll step to the side.
Akia will go up. Hello, I am Akia number 13. I am the Thane of Goodmead, the town that has accused these 4.
I see. Well, if the Thanes are making this recommendation and your townspeople have followed the proper channels, especially if they're members of the Zentarum, and these 2 are causing mighty mischief, then we best make sure that they're making reparations to society.
Yes, I would like to speak to the warden, if at all possible.
Oh, you wish to speak to the warden? Oh, well, all right. Give me one moment. And you see him walk over to the wall, and there appears to be a old-timey-esque telephone type device that he hooks up. He starts to spin it. He says, "Hey, we've got adventurers here. Yeah, they got prisoners. They want to speak to the warden. Yes. Yes. Mighty lot of sled dogs too. Yes, they're very cute. Yes. Take them on a tour. All right. Okay. Just make sure. Okay. And you see him going about this for a few minutes. Gaiman, as you enter this room, you see that it is filled with all sorts of animal husbandry items.
Do I see any harnesses or anything like that?
Several. For horses, for dogs, for many animals that seem to have found their way inside of this person.
Any get-ups for like large beasts of burden?
Absolutely. You would see that there are harnesses for oxen, cattle, perhaps even a riding elephant.
All right. Gaiman's seeing this and then finally spotting what he needs. He's going to rush up to one of the cattle harnesses that has a lone, badly shapen iron box tied to it, and he's going to rip it from the harness, grab out his iron fire poker from his bag, and he's going to start tapping out a rhythm on it. And as you see him playing the cowbell, he suddenly untenses, stands up straighter, and you just get the sense that all he needed was to play a little music, and he's fine.
The group takes a sigh of relief as they see that Gaiman is feeling better. The fever absolutely subsides. I see you got some allies with you there. It will just take a couple minutes, and there'll be some people here to escort you.
Thank you. Still kind of looking at Gaiman like, what?
What? Just a little, herding music.
This room is now a lot more busy than it was before, as there are 16 huskies in here. There are 2 giants waiting right outside, and several medium-sized humanoids, and 1 suspicious-looking owl that is perched atop Lotus's shoulder.
Lotus will pay no attention to the owl at the moment, and she'll lean down and pet dog close to Watto, or she named Angelico. Just give him a little pet and just say, she'll lean over to Watto and just say, like, look, whatever happens, just take care of yourself, okay?
Wait, do you say that to the dog?
No, to Watto. To Watto, just while I'm petting the dog.
That is very confusing.
Sorry.
The dog looks up to you, its eyes glistening in the candlelight, nods. You guys do actually notice as you have entered this room, the room is quite warm. You would think that it feels about 70 degrees in here, Fahrenheit, so it's quite comfortable. The lighting in the room seems to be provided by a continual light spell cast upon the sconces in this room. Within a couple of minutes, you hear an unlocking. As 2 guards emerge from the front door. And they say, we've received word that the warden would indeed like to have words with you.
Okay.
Please lead the way.
Yes, for this meeting, we will be taking the Thanes with us, and the others are to remain here.
Okay.
Very
Now,
well.
before you are allowed entry into the prison, we will need you to relinquish any weapons or objects that might cause due harm or chaos within.
What constitutes causing undue chaos, as you put it?
They pull out a long list of or a paper that seems to be a long list, and they say, weapons, explosives, picking type tools, keys, scrolls, potion bottles, and the list goes on and on for types of contraband that might potentially allow prisoners to be freed.
Just to ask, will we have our items returned to us after this meeting, after we leave the premise? What is the exact terms?
When you are all set to leave Revel's Inn, we will return your property to you. And he shows you that they have a tag system where they give you a tag. They write the number of your tag into a book, and then they put it into a safe location.
Do I need to declare my Kumakyu? And number 13 will pull back their hood slightly, and on top of their head, under their hood, Kumakyu's face just pops out.
They look at it. Well, tell us and be honest. Could this creature cause undue chaos among the prisoners?
He is very cute. I suppose that could incite a riot.
Cuteness is something that we do try to stifle here, as if one prisoner does manage to find themselves a pet, then all of them want a pet, and then chaos.
All right. Kumakyu, I think you will need to stay here with Knobberknocker.
Kumakyu says, come on, yeah, and we'll fly over to Knobberknocker.
I'm sorry, Orf, but Kimakyu in my head canon, Kimakyu sounds way cuter than that.
Oh, sorry. I guess I don't.
I mean, I may just have to adjust my head canon. I'm just saying.
I need to work on my my Pokemonese to make him sound more cute. Because somehow people voice act those Pokemon and make them sound so cute.
They do. Kumakyu!
It's gonna be real. Actually, yeah. So Akia's going to turn over their bag of holding. Say, try not to open that. You might not mentally recover. And then we'll turn over and we'll just start dropping one piece at a time. Just 3 sets of thieves' tools that they're not organized at all. It's just falling out like just pick after pick after pick.
Excellent. Now, Akia, as we're going in alphabetical order, Eshi, the guard, as you're relinquishing your stuff, the other guard will come over and do a quick search just to make sure you haven't forgotten anything. So they're going to give you the old pat down. Now, if there's anything Akia wishes to try to hide, you can attempt to make a sleight of hand check. To conceal something the size of a dagger.
No, I don't think Akia is going to try to hide anything like that. I'm trying. The only thing that I'm questioning in my mind is I think they would hesitate a little bit, and I think the party would kind of catch on that Akia is confused about their own arms, because they consider their arms to be weapons, but everybody else gets to keep their arms. So
seeing this, I feel like because Gaiman has such an extensive collection of weapons, he would come up and be like, "It's okay, mate. Just you can leave him attached.
Okay.
I'll make sure you behave yourself, okay?"
Thank you. But no, he does not. Akia does not try to keep anything concealed.
Okay. Then they will give you the nod, and then they will look to Alicia to have her turn over her any weapons or things that might cause undue chaos within the prison. And similarly, Alicia, if there's anything that you wish to hide,
They'll turn over.
No, you're good. Anything you wish to hide, you can make a sleight of hand. Otherwise,
they will willingly turn over everything. They're not gonna try and hide it, but they will ask if they can keep their holy symbol, saying that they are a cleric of the Morning Lord, and if by chance any of the prisoners would like to speak to them on behalf of religious matters, they would be more than willing to pray for them. But they would like to keep their holy symbol.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check to see if you can sway the mind of this guard.
Okay. Don't be great, but we'll see.
That's a natural 20. They nod. They say, "In tough times here in the dark, yes, the prisoners could use the help of a acolyte of the Morning Lord. Yes, you may keep that."
Thank you. Stand off to the side.
All right, and they will approach Evelis, Lotus, to take your contraband.
I think she would give over everything they ask for, because, considering what she wants to do, she doesn't want to arouse any suspicion. I would say the only thing that she would be trying to keep from them would be the arcane key that she was given. She'd be wanting to try to keep that on herself, try to prevent them from taking it.
Okay, so if you're going to try to keep that key from them, you will have to make a sleight of hand check to hide it upon you.
All right, I'm going to burn my one remaining DM inspiration for advantage.
Absolutely.
19.
A 19 is good enough. They are unable to find it when they do a quick search of Lotus. And this is not a crazy search where they're doing anything untoward. They're just making sure you're not trying to bring a bomb into the prison.
Right, and she respects them. She's not going to give them a hard time about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Last but not least, they will check out Gaiman to make sure he is not attempting to bring anything into the prison that could destroy it.
Gaiman's just kind of giving all the guards a look like, "Really? You worried about weapons?" And I mean, this Gaiman's not a small person unless the guards that they employ are bigger than he is.
They are humans, so they are not.
So it's like that scene from the third Pirates of the Caribbean movie, and Gaiman just pulling out weapons and dropping them in the bucket or tray or whatever it is that they're using for their tagging system. minus pulling a blunderbuss from someplace uncomfortable. Although prior to all this, while everyone else is getting patted down and turning over their offensive implements, Gaiman would like to attempt to retain the cowbell that he used earlier.
Yes, Gaiman, you could attempt to do a sleight of hand to try to retain that. I'm going to say a 10 would have been enough for this check because, it's really just a rusty iron cowbell on a old piece of lashing, an old piece of harness. So, yeah, Lehman's got himself a cowbell.
Awesome.
Okay. The guards seemingly see that you guys are ready, so... one of the guards takes a step back to watch what is going on here with the prisoners, and Cumulative will open the door and have you guys follow him in.
Out of curiosity, do I still have my shield, or did they want that too?
That would be considered a object of chaos, so they would ask you to leave your shield on.
That's fine. Oh, did they take my compass? I'm looking through my inventory. I think that's the last thing I had a question about.
They would basically only want you guys to go in wearing your clothes.
Okay. They took my compass.
So armors are off as well.
I would say you could probably wear your armor. They just, in case, someone comes out and tries to, shiv you, but they wouldn't want you guys to go in with magic items and that sort of thing.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like the whole opportunity to not be shivved because they don't want to get taken to court by Chandras and Chandras.
Mm-hmm. Hey, he was wearing his armor, all right? Okay, so they will bring you into this little hallway. As the hallway kind of opens up, there's a brief sound, and there is an exhaltation of air and mist. As the air and mist kind of fall down upon you guys, it is cooling and it is refreshing. And they say, look back and they say, have you guys ever been here before?
I have not, actually.
Not that I know of.
I've been to... Well, I've visited a prison before, but never one like this.
Something one of the medics here kind of cooked up. Goes by the name of Gwendolyn. It's a small bit of abjurative potion. If you're carrying anything from the outside that could be poisonous or disease spreading, it's supposed to neutralize some of the effects.
That's interesting. A way of keeping poisons and disease from the prisoners and staff.
They want to make sure the prisoners, they serve their time, but we don't want anyone dying from a disease brought in by a visitor.
Is this Gwendolyn on the premise? I may want to ask him a few questions, actually.
They not. We can see if she can make her way down. And as the mist kind of spreads over. Gaiman, I'm just gonna scoot your character into this little hallway everyone's in. The doorway behind you guys closes, then locks. And then this doorway opens, and the prison guard says, if you would follow me. And you guys can hear kind of the sounds of wails and groans and moans coming from within the prison. And let's see here. And does this area have some flavor text for you guys? I think it just might. So this shape of the room is kind of strange. It's very angular, and you can almost tell from your position that it's kind of hexagonal. as you follow the prison guard. Do these narrow but very brightly lit hallways. At regular intervals, there are sconces, as said, magically lit. The prison guard will walk up. He presents his arm to the door. There is a small arcane sigil that opens on the door. It reads something on his arm. The door opens, and the prison guard steps inside. As you all make your way within the room, you see a woman sitting at a large table. There are 3 chairs kind of spread out at its side. You can see that she's wearing a robe that is bright red with gold trim. And she will look to you all. She kind of looks like this. She'll say, "Please, sit down. Welcome to Revel's End. My name is Marta. I am the warden."
Akia looks around concerned because there's only 3 chairs, begins to panic slightly.
I'll stand if that's all right. And Gaiman will go against the wall to the left of where they entered in through that door, and he will just lean against it with his arms crossed.
Are you sure? I can sit on the floor if you would like a chair.
Akia, just take the bloody chair.
Okay. And Akia will sit down in the chair. Akia looks to Lotus and Alicia and says, "Would it be okay if I go first?"
Lotus will nod.
We were not told the warden's name, correct? Or did she just say?
She just said, "My name is Marta. M-A-R-T-A. Marta."
Oh, writing that down. Sorry, had to write it down. All right. Hello, Warden Marta. I am Thane of Goodmead. The prisoners that we have with us have been... basically, Akia's going to go through a fairly detailed recounting of what happened with Doug and Friend, also with the Zentorum, and Akia's, if Marta allows.
Absolutely, she'll allow you to go through your entire story.
All right, and then towards the end, Akia will say, so in conclusion, I believe that Doug and Friend, the Giantkin, having confessed and offered reparations, I do believe it is possible for them to be rehabilitated with proper motivation. They are at least partially remorseful, but they do seem to lack empathy for creatures that are not Giantkin currently. The Zentarum, however, I don't see much chance of that. It is possible that they have information that can be gained through interrogation.
Yes, and it is quite opportune that you did bring them here. I'm unaware of your understanding of Revel's End and how it operates, but Revel's End is controlled by the Lord's Alliance. And one of the Lord's Alliance's greatest thorns is the operations by the Zintar.
I see.
Hmm.
We do have reason to believe, but we have no evidence to support that they have dealings in East Haven and Targos currently.
Hmm.
In particular, in East Haven, they might have some dealings with a demon, a greater demon at that.
Demon, you say? Oh. And as you say that, she has to make a Constitution saving throw. Okay, she's okay. She looks strangely for a moment, and then she shakes it off, and she says, well, that is terrible news. And then, of course, if this is to be true, they must be imprisoned here for us to find out more about them.
And then finally, before Akia turns it over to the rest of the group, Akia is going to explain how the minor enchantment on the bindings works, just so they don't get like a nasty surprise later when it starts screaming at them.
That is a great bit of news, as my guards might have been caught off guard by that. And you don't want to take somebody who is armed and put them in a surprise state. Bad things can happen.
And you might be able to find some interesting use for the bindings, as they'll still function even if they're not attached to anyone.
We will add them to our research division here at Revel's End as potential to improve our current going-abouts.
Well, I believe that my job here is done, and Akia will stand up, and if I may be excused, I would like to get back to the sled dogs.
She says, unfortunately, I would like for you all to stay here together before we are excused.
Then may I stand in the corner? It would make me most comfortable.
She nods.
And Akia is just going to walk over here, put their face into the corner like a child that's in trouble.
Okay, Akia, you're now in the corner. The warden looks at this strangely, but as a prison warden, she has seen many a thing that is quite strange. She will say, now, was that your major point of business? Was there anything else besides these prisoners being transported?
Otis will take a deep breath, say here, and she'll say, there is one thing I wanted to do while I was here. Are you familiar with the prisoner by the name of Valish Gant?
Her eyebrow raises, and she says, Prisoner 237? Why, yes, I am.
And you know why they're here?
She nods. Prisoner 237 committed quite a various amount of crimes within the Icewind Dale region, within 10 towns, including a protection racket in Bryn Shander, if I am not mistaken.
She'll give a bit of a nod and, sigh under her breath. It's like, yes, and I was part of the reason why he was apprehended, but the sheriff of Bryn Shander has made me aware that certain evidence has come to light that I may not have been 100% correct in my accusal of this gentleman.
I see. So you're saying that a mistake was made and that Valish might actually be innocent of this crime?
Yes. hence why I'm in here. The sheriff believes that since I was the reason he was apprehended in the first place, I should deliver this message myself, and that we should continue our investigation, and that, as such, Baelish Gant should not be held here any longer, at least unless further evidence has been found to prove his guilt.
I see. Well, as the warden, I am the first step on the absolution or the release of a prisoner. If there is a need for absolution or for release, there are members of the Absolution Council who need to be convinced for a prisoner's parole. Baelish has not been up for consideration this year, so that part won't be a problem. There are 3 members of the Absolution Council here in Revel's End currently. You could for sure speak with them and see if you can't sway them to your side. And if they give the check mark, they give the yes, I could release Baelish to your custody.
Very well.
It will take me some time to get the Absolution Councils awoken and here and to speak with you all. You say that you may have been a part of why Baelish was put here in the first place. What piece do you believe you may have missed in your apprehension of him, or your arrest of him?
Well, see, before I found myself in Icewind Dale, the city where I was from, I was an investigative journalist, and even after coming here, I still did that. I found what I thought was a protection racket in Bryn Shander, following a paper trail of various evidence and questioning various locals, led me to who I thought the leader was Baelish Gant. However, in light of new evidence that both myself and the sheriff have come in contact with, we believe that Gant may have been set up as a sort of proxy, if you will.
See, and Elis, I believe this information may be slightly concocted. So, can you give us a deception check?
All right. Natural 20.
Wow. Okay. The warden goes, "Oh my gosh! I did not know things were that bad in Bryn Shander. Oh, Sheriff Markham must be a ghost of who he used to be." And as she says the word ghost, she has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Lotus will shake her head and just say, "Do not place all of the blame on Sheriff Markham. He's been very busy with a lot of things happening in Bryn Shander. I admit that me being unfamiliar with the area and its particular legal processes might have clouded my judgment."
I say, that Sheriff Markham. Oh, last time he was here, what a handsome man. If he had stayed any longer, I would have asked him to sleep in my warden's quarters instead of the guest. And she opens her desk drawer, and she takes a large flask out of it and takes a huge draw. You guys notice that her voice has changed significantly in the last 10 seconds that she was talking.
Warden, is everything alright? Means your speech cadence has changed.
Oh, of course. Everything's all right, lass. I'm just listening to the tale that you're spinning. And she takes another huge hit on her flask. You guys see that the guard is nonplussed, looking straight forward.
Right. If you say so.
Are you all in for a pick? She holds her flask out to you all. It's good stuff, too. From Mirabar.
Thank you, and she'll pat the pack of cigarettes at her side. I have my own vices.
I see. What about you, standing in the corner?
You're missing out, Lotus. I mean, there's always room for more vices. And Gaiman will step forward and he'll take the proffered flask.
Absolutely, the warden will hand it to you. Oh, you're a big boy, aren't you? Used to see
That's what they tell me.
A lot of your lot back in the day. Near our old place. Ever seen Gauntlgrim?
Can't say that I have.
You guys, as you're listening to this woman talk, there seems to be a lot amiss. You guys can make an insight check. This could be everyone in the party.
Akia definitely cannot.
Alicia, this woman is speaking and acting a lot like a lot of male dwarves that you have known. And she's speaking of a ancestral home of many dwarves, Gauntlgrim, a dwarven fortress near Neverwinter.
I'm just gonna continue observing this behavior.
When Gavin takes a hit off the flask, does anything happen, or need me to roll a save or anything?
When you take a drink, you taste the sweet taste of fine dwarven made whiskey within. No save necessary.
Well, while we're waiting for the Absolution Council, is there any possibility I might be able to visit with Gant? With supervision, of course.
Of course. He would be easier to summon at this hour. Most of those Absolution Council members love their beauty sleep, but the good thing about having a prisoner, you know, you can treat them like a prisoner. Am I right?
Very well. If you can arrange such a thing, I would like to talk with him, if only just to see how he's been getting on.
When Gaiman hands back the flask, he's going to say, I have to say, you have excellent taste in your alcohol. I would have begged you for someone who prefers less fiery drinks, I suppose. Best way to put it.
Oh, yes. Only the finest stuff for me. And like they said, I like my drinks like I like my men. Strong, dark, and leaving a burning feeling down your throat. And she laughs at this. She looks over to the guard. Get that Valish Gant in here as quickly as you can.
At the sexual innuendo, Gaiman will feel uncomfortable and walk away. And he will go and put a hand on Akia's shoulder. And
you join Akia in the corner.
Yes, say, you all right, mate? looking a bit wound up.
I'm just ready to leave. Nothing new. Just you know how I feel.
Right.
So the guard will pick up another one of those kind of odd-looking telephone-like devices and start to call in. And says, "Yep, Valish Camp, prisoner 2-3. Yep, they need to come to the speaker ring. Yep." And guard hangs up and says, "We'll only be a few minutes." And some time is going to pass, and then Valishkant is going to come to y'all. In the meantime, is there any things that you wish to ask the warden before Valishkant arrives?
Yes, Lotus will. She'll reach for the pack of cigarettes, but before she does, she'll ask the warden, "Do you mind?"
Oh, if she starts smoking, can I leave?
She says, "Unfortunately enough, you're going to have to stay here until you're all dismissed."
I mean, like, just it's an enclosed space indoors. I mean, can't you just go? Can't you go a bit without?
All right. She'll put it back. Besides this one, and she'll make thumb at Kia. Enchanted thumb. I mean, look at this, and she'll hold it out, and I guess if you want to do the thing, Kia, that it's saying.
Oh, yeah, you open it up and it starts, it whispers, "Smoking is bad for you." That come through in the microphone.
Yes.
And then just goes, "Ah." And it just keeps doing that forever until you close it, basically.
She'll let it go a couple times and then close it.
With that scream of "ah," there's a knock at the door. The door opens. And after a few minutes of this conversation, a guard arrives, and they are escorting prisoner 237. I'm going to say the whole process probably took about 20 minutes. So you guys are looking at about 9:23 p.m.
I'm gonna look at Valish Gant. Does he look like a demon? Or, I mean, a devil.
He looks like this. So you tell me.
I don't know. Does it look like an illusion that I would have advantage on seeing through?
You detect... why do you have advantage on seeing through illusions?
Keen mind.
Keen mind, okay. You don't detect the presence of any illusion.
Okay.
Okay. Valishkan is brought in. He says, What are you doing? You woke me up in the middle of the night to bring me here? What's wrong with your... Oh, he says as he sees Lotus. I see. You brought me here to get punished again?
No.
Manners, Gant.
No. But please, have a seat. She'll motion to the empty chair between herself and Alicia.
Gant will get pushed by the guard over. You see his hands are tied.
Akio will go over to the guard that just arrived, turn to Marta and say, "Oh, Miss Warden Marta, now that there's another guard here, maybe they could escort me out."
She says,
because now there's 2 guards, and we didn't have a guard to escort me, and now we have another guard here, so...
She says, if you ask me again, lad, I'm gonna have to put you in a cell, because you're starting to get on my nerves. Of course, that would be after we finish the meeting.
Sorry.
I'll just lean over towards the warden. It's like, you'll have to forgive them. They don't like enclosed spaces.
And Baelish Gant has sat down. She says, don't worry, this will all be quick. Then you'll get to go and do whatever you need to do.
So, Gant, first off, let me introduce you to my good friend here, fellow Thane, Alicia, a cleric of Lathander.
He looks over. Nice to meet you, Alicia.
Pleasure.
So you see Gant here, and she'll put a hand on his shoulder, acting very familiar. Gant was allegedly, and she doesn't emphasize the word allegedly, involved in a protection racket in Bryn Shander. But in a bit of somewhat good news for you, the sheriff seems to believe that you actually took the fall for somebody else.
He looks around. He does?
I'll just sort of grip his shoulder a little bit tighter and just say, yes, he did.
Wow, I can't believe that after all this time he's recognized my innocence.
Believe me, it took a great bit of soul searching for me to swallow my pride and admit that I was actually wrong about something. But you know, my friend Alicia here has been helping me out with such things, and she encouraged me to go to the sheriff and admit that I might have been wrong. So we're planning on talking to the Absolution Council and seeing if they will let us bring you back to Bryn Shander so that we can hopefully find the one who is actually responsible.
Yes, of course, and I will be so helpful to make sure that that happens. I will be a model prisoner and citizen, former prisoner and citizen in the help of capturing said criminal.
Good. It's very good to hear. And then she'll let go of his shoulder.
Yes, all is forgiven, of course. I know that mistakes can happen, and you were just trying to seek out justice.
Yes. Well, the truth of the matter will be revealed within the light. And Alicia just looks at Valish, and then looks at Lotus, and then looks back at Valish.
He's like kind of sitting there, like just like chilling, and the warden, after a second, kind of makes a weird face and goes, shakes, and then says, "Oh no, it happened while you all here, didn't it? Oh no."
Are you okay, Warden?
Yes, I'm quite fine. Did I act like a dwarf for a little while?
Only for a few minutes.
I am possessed by an evil dwarven spirit. They invaded my body many years ago, and I have been unable to banish the creature from my existence.
That's not something people normally just admit. If you would like to discuss more about this possession in private, I could assist with that.
Of course. As a cleric of the Morning Lord, you're probably an expert in these type of things. I am aware of the one way that I could remove this spirit from me, but it would take me away from my work, and there's just no time.
Right. Well, speaking of time, back to the matter of hands with prisoner 237 here.
Of course. I will quickly step out and make sure that the Absolution Council, on their way. Guards, stand outside the door and make sure no one leaves. I will be right back. And she will exit to check on the council. The guards will step out. The door will lock behind them. And you guys are in the room alone with Baelish Gant.
All right. As soon as they leave, I'll lean towards Baelish Gant and say, like, all right, look, keep your voice down. And I'll just sort of lean in close, whisper to him. Your boss has tasked me with getting you out of here. Now just keep playing along and behave yourself. And you'll be fine.
He says, my boss. He looks around, he says, the master of the host tower of the Arcane Brotherhood?
Not that boss. Your boss. And she makes a motion of, like, horns on her head.
He goes, and he whispers really low as he possibly can. You're working for Asmodeus?
She just whispers, like, yes. Like I said, just play along. Don't start any trouble. And I'll get you out of here. And we'll both get what we want, alright?
If before he was making a shit-eating grin, now he is making an even bigger one. As he looks at you and he goes, How the mighty have fallen, haven't they, Lotus? First you're arresting me for all of my doings in Icewind Dale, and now you're working for the Master. Huh. Quite ironic.
Gaiman will come up behind Gant and CIS, but he's going to do the Gibbs slap on the back of the head. It's like, Oi, Gant, I said, manners.
Hey, I'm just trying to point out hypocrisy when I see it. But all right, I'll shut up. Especially if it means getting out of here.
She'll look over at Gaiman and just mouth silently, thank you. Well, if you're done being smartass, though I'll say your stint here certainly hasn't changed that about you. The deal is that I get you out of here, and I get to see someone very important to me. And this one, and she'll point to the owl, is overseeing the whole thing.
The owl winks at him, and that makes him feel uncomfortable, because owls don't typically do that. A few minutes pass, and Baelish Gant, listening to what Gaiman said to avoid another slap in the back of the head, puts a sock in it. You hear the door unlock as the guards enter back in. The warden enters. Behind her, you see 3 individuals enter. You see the first individual. A very kind of finely dressed man. The second individual then enters, a silver-scaled dragonborn. And finally, the last person to enter is a female halfling. As they make their way into the room behind the chair of the warden.
Say, first time she's actually seen another dragonborn in Icewind Dale, she'll say in Draconic and then in common to him, well met, scale friend.
He looks at you and he says, sniffing the air, "You're not from around here, are you?"
I am not. I am from a city very far away.
He says, "Yes, a different city." He looks around his shoulder and he's looking at the spot where he has no tail. And then he looks at Lotus, who has a tail. Interesting.
We can tell that he's jealous. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
He's got tail envy.
The warden will kind of exclaim, "These are the people that have came to petition for the freedom of prisoner 237, Baelish Gant." The 3 will nod. Oh, Baelish Gant escaped. Oops. That was a misclick. The counselors will say, the well-dressed male will pop up. "Well, if we are going to just freely let this criminal just walk out of here, there better be good rationale for it, and reasoning. For his crimes were quite serious, and as a member of the Arcane Brotherhood, he is a dangerous wizard. So just letting someone free like that, we have to take it very seriously."
Your concerns are certainly well-founded, but we certainly do not expect you to relinquish him completely freely. What I would ask is you release him into our custody. As you can see, we very much safely escorted 4 prisoners here before. But also, it has come to my attention as the Thane of Bernshander that my initial accusation against this gentleman, she's kind of like holding herself back a little bit, but might have been somewhat unfounded.
He'll say, "Well, false accusations and proving innocence is a part of a well-maintained justice system to make sure that the right people are where they need to be." He'll stroke his beard. The halfling, she says, "I have no time for jests or stories of any type or anything that might cloud our judgment. How do you plan to find the true perpetrator and bring them to justice?"
While the evidence that the sheriff and I have collected has shown that initially Baelish Gant here was the ringleader of the Protection Ring in Bernshander, It seems like he was only a bits player, a small part, if you will. The idea is to use him and his knowledge to help us to find out who the true ringleader is.
They nod to each other as you say so, and I need to quickly step away. I will be right back in about 5 minutes, guys. I'll be right back.
All right.
They took all of Gaiman's weapons, but they didn't take.
No, they didn't.
What, fists? Or do you have?
He is a bear after all.
Oh, yep. I forgot about that one. And then Alicia, Akia, and Lotus all have their spellcasting focus on them.
Yes, and I'm sure this will be the perfect opportunity for Gaiman's player to point out, yes, but Lotus, you don't have subtle spell.
Oh no!
Listen, you already know you don't have subtle spell, so
yeah, none of us have subtle spell. I'm not saying that we could do it subtly. I'm just saying we could cast spells.
I'll be 100% up front. If a fight breaks out, Alicia is not going to get involved. Just laying it out right now.
Yep. But it does make it more interesting if things go as, like if, a Leviathan jumps out of the sea and decides to attack Revel's End right now.
That's a different story.
We can still cast spells. So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because it is D&D, you never know.
If it is something that is attacking the prison, Alicia will assist in defending it. If it is something of trying to break someone out of the prison, Alicia is not going to get involved in that. And Lotus, Alicia's going to have some choice words for you.
He was just sort of playing it up like you're her new life coach.
Are you going to cure Marta's dwarfism?
That has definitely piqued their interest.
This is the way of saying that.
This is the second person we've come across this week that has had been possessed by a spirit. Which isn't a lot of people, but
well, yeah. Remember that
it's
spirit?
Weird that it happened
that
twice.
Possessed the kobold.
You're talking about in-game week. Okay.
Yeah. Which, it's not a lot of people, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Yeah.
But it's a nickel for every time that happened. I'd have exactly 2 nickels. Which is not a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice.
Exactly. Is Orf back now?
Yes, I believe I'm okay. I had to... Oh, I thought I was okay. I was not okay. My son is crying, and I thought I got him back.
Child stuff. The sun is going to DM with us today.
I know you mean sun as an S-O-N, but in my mind it was S-U-N, and I'm thinking to myself, how is the sun going to help us with DMing? Because that's just not right.
Yep. Anybody else want to climb this ladder over here?
Not right now. I did notice it, but I figured it may be one of those situations where if you deviate from approved pathways, you get a 6-star wanted level, and that may just be game over.
You've entered the restricted zone. Immediately jump up to 4 stars. Pull out the pencil, jump up to 5.
You 3 men with a pencil. Fucking pencil. I hope Orph's son's doing okay. It's been a minute.
Babies be crying.
What are you talking about? Whose baby's crying?
You know, babies in general. Babies be
That's true.
crying.
Mm-hmm. That happens.
So, Lotus was lying to these fine people. So, Lotus, I'm going to need you to make a deception check as you are lying to Voss and
All right.
Counselor Joe.
I'm going to go a Hail Mary here, and I'm going to say, and crossing both my fingers, hoping that my mysterious talent's going to help me out here.
Okay, so you do your mysterious talent?
Yes.
Okay. So you do your mysterious talent, and as you do this, you get the overwhelming urge to stick out your tongue and then touch it to your nose. You now realize that it's incredibly useless, as your tongue is not long enough and flexible enough to touch your nose.
I guess that's one of the disadvantages of having a long snoot being a dragonborn. But all right, I guess it's, you know, it's just she'll just sort of chalk it up to sort of being a nervous habit.
And that you do this, you notice Quiv is completely and totally intoxicated watching you do so.
Does this help me at all?
You believe that you have advantage because Quiv is completely watching you do this. As a Dragonborn, he wishes that he had a long enough tongue to touch his nose.
All right, I'll go ahead and roll that deception check.
Oh,
9.
no.
They all look to one another and they say, "Something about your story. It just isn't adding up, Lotus. What aren't you telling us about this situation?" Jill Torbo will say.
See here, Lotus will just sort of turn and look to the others in the party.
Asking, is this like a help?
That, and also, like, you know, also out of character, like, you know, if giving any of you the opportunity to say or do something if you want to help.
As stated
don't know.
before, there seems to be a willingness to give a chance for Balish to redeem themselves. Even though they are a smaller part within this larger criminal organization, if they are indeed willing to change their ways in light of the new evidence, then I believe a chance should be given to them.
Alicia, you can give advantage to Lotus's next persuasion check with this argument.
Alicia will reluctantly give advantage. And just looks at Lotus.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now, I want to make sure I heard that right. You said roll persuasion.
Yes.
All right.
And
which works.
white knuckling their holy symbol.
Much higher bonus there. All right.
It's based on what Alicia had told them. Okay, an 18.
18.
All right, I would like to throw in an overclocking to raise that up to a 22. And Akia is going to throw in a just some obscure law about protection for people that turn in other people. Just some obscure law about how if you become an informant, you get to you get all these extra protections and leniency or something.
Yeah, Lotus is familiar
pull out
with
of
that, and he says yes, the city where I'm from would have this. They would call it turning state's evidence.
Mm. They say yes, becoming a dirty rat. It is something that we really enjoy in the Lord's Alliance. And with that argument, the center, Councilman Voss Anderton, will ask, based on your conversation, how quickly do you believe that you can deliver the true villain of this plot back to Revel's End prison?
Well, I would hope it shouldn't take too long, so long as Mr. Gant here is willing to cooperate. Isn't that right?
And tell us, party or Mr. Gant, who is the true villain in this plot?
Oh, see, I don't think we have that evidence, do we?
Or do you guys have a name?
I don't think we have a name. Oh, actually, hold on a second. Okay, sorry. For my recollection purposes, the information that we got off of Zentarum Boy, I forget his name, it did point to Balish having some sort of involvement, but most of it was pointing to God, I'm looking on the guy's name. The speaker of Targos, correct? As being the head Zentarum of this area.
Correct.
And Valis was part of that scheme, but not like high up within that. Correct?
Baelish wasn't a part of that scheme.
Oh, he wasn't part of that scheme at all.
Correct.
Mm.
Yeah, he had nothing to do with the Zents.
Mm.
But hey, I mean, they're just like, who is it? Who should we go after? I mean,
Okay. Beth, that was his name. Damn, that's gonna be another lie stacked on top of that.
It might be premature to start naming names without doing the proper investigation.
Yes, I wouldn't want someone else to end up imprisoned wrongfully.
they look to you and they look and they say, okay. They talk about contingency, Crib will say. There are parts of Baelish that were criminal before his involvement in this so-called protection scheme. What will you do, Crib asks this, if he returns to his criminal ways after his release?
If Mr. Gant here proves that he does not have actionable information, or he does return to his criminal ways, I will be sure to bring him back here myself. And you may feel free to keep him here for the rest of his days.
They look to one another. And they look to Gant and they say, do you solemnly promise that you will assure us about your future contact to let the people of the region, of the Sword Coast, the Lord's Alliance, know that you will have given up your criminal ways? And Baelish will nod his head. Yes, of course. I solemnly promise to be on my best behavior from here on out.
Insight check.
Alicia, please give me that insight check.
I look into this motherfucker's soul.
He's lying so hard, but they seem to have poor insights, as he's definitely going to get up to no good.
Just narrows his eyes, but says nothing.
The Absolution Council will say, give us a few moments, and we will be back as we speak in private. And they will exit to speak in private.
Oh, man.
Why did Gavin say, oh man, is he, or not Gavin, is Akia sad that they got to leave and he didn't?
I just love deliberations and I'm missing out. It's like my fourth favorite thing is deliberations.
Well, they're going to work on that as that's happening. The warden says, you guys made some fine good arguments there about why Gate Young should be released to you all, and I hope that you can find the true perpetrator of these crimes.
Lotus will nod and sort of start tapping a finger on the table, partly from feeling nervous and partly from feeling withdrawals.
Noticing this, the warden says, can I get you something? You look a little on edge.
No, maybe I think, if you don't mind, I think I might take a little nip after all.
Mm. She hands you the bottle and says, by all means.
You'll give her a little toast with it, chug down enough for a shot, and then just hand it back. Strong stuff.
Gross.
She nods. What can I say? The part of me that's dwarf and possessed can't help but love this stuff. Me, myself? She looks to you, Alicia. Please.
About that. How did you pick up a dwarven spirit? And how did they come to possess you?
She says, well, at one point, we received a prisoner. Their name was Vlax Braun Anvil. Vlax, excuse me. One day I was interviewing them in their cell, and, well, he fell over dead during the interview. Nothing due to what I caused, but you know how spirits are here in the land of Faerun. They can't just move on.
So they decided to use you as their next vessel.
She nods. Nothing I could do about it. He passed away, and his spirit entered into my body, and now we are roommates.
And they were roommates.
Yes, I mean, we're both living in this vessel, this body. Sometimes, if I hear the wrong word or phrase, they take over.
Like spirit?
She's gonna make a Constitution saving throw. She begins to kind of jerk about. And her dwarfy voice emerges. Exactly, lass. Like that. Keep those type of words coming up, if you don't mind.
Ghost.
As you say that, she gets to twist and turn and... She says, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but please be careful. The whiplash from it is quite painful.
Yes, the sudden shift in personalities can be quite drastic and taxing on the body.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how this Baelish situation is going to pan out. Would we be able to stay here overnight before we leave in the morning with, well, depending on what their decision is, we'd likely be leaving in the morning. Are there accommodations here?
She nods, yes, we have guest quarters available for those that have found themselves just in need of a place to stay or who are in guests of the prison.
Okay. If we are to stay overnight, would you allow me to examine your condition?
Of course, if it means that I could potentially rid myself of the spirit that inhabits my body.
Thank you. And
No,
he's just gonna kind of step back and take out a book and start looking through it. I'm sorry, did I cut her off or?
No. And we are going to, sorry guys, we're going to end the session there as they are about to walk through the door to give you guys the news of the absolution. And unfortunately enough, I have to go. I don't think I'm going to be able to continue to play this fight because it's just not working. So I will see you guys next time. Sorry I have to step away so quick.
Sorry.
See you guys. Bye.
No, it's all good. I guess thanks everyone for tuning in. Catch you next time as we find out the decision of the prisoner later.